Hey, Raider Nation. What's good, fam? Buckle up, because we got some sizzling Las Vegas Raiders news that's about to blow your mind. Picture this. A field swarming with NFL scouts, cameras zooming in on every twitch, and one young quarterback staring down the chance of a lifetime. We're talking about Alabama's Jalen Milroe, and after his jaw-dropping pro day, the Raiders might have just found their future under center. Teaser alert, a 4.44-second 40-yard dash. Yeah, you heard that right. Is this the spark our silver and black need? Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't we just snag Geno Smith this offseason? Sure, Geno's a solid vet, but let's be real. The Raiders are still hunting for that long-term QB to lead us back to glory. Pro days are like the NFL's version of speed dating. And Milroe just turned every head in the room. With the draft a month away, whispers are growing louder. Could Jalen Milroe be the next big name rocking the black and silver? Stick with me, because we're diving deep into this electrifying story. Here's the hook. Milroe's not just fast. He's a dual-threat beast with a cannon arm and a knack for making defenses look silly. This isn't just about one blazing run. It's about a kid who's been lighting up stat sheets at Alabama and now has the NFL buzzing. From his explosive speed to his playmaking grit, we're breaking it all down, scene by scene. So you can decide, is this the guy to shape the Raiders' future? Let's roll. The sun's beating down on Tuscaloosa, and the Alabama Pro Day is in full swing. Scouts from all 32 NFL teams, including our Las Vegas Raiders, are camped out, clipboard in hand, ready to find their next diamond in the rough. Enter Jalen Milroe, 6 feet 2 inches, 225 pounds of pure athletic dynamite. Standing at the 40-yard line, knowing every eye is on him. This isn't just a workout. It's a shot to scream, "I'm your guy," to the league. Then, boom, he's off. In a blur of crimson and white, Milroe tears down the field, clocking a 4.44-second 40-yard dash on his first run, followed by a 4.45 on the second. The crowd erupts, scouts' jaws drop, and you can practically hear the pen scratching notes like it's a horror movie soundtrack. That's not just fast, that's elite, top-tier speed for a QB. Raiders brass watching this had to be thinking, wait, did we just strike gold? Here's where it gets juicy. Milroe's no one-trick pony. Sure, that speed's insane, faster than some wide receivers, but he's got the arm to match. During passing drills, he's launching rockets with pinpoint accuracy, showing off a kind of zip that makes DBs sweat. Did the Raiders see this live? You bet they did. Word is, our scouts were front and center. What's cooking in that war room right now? Let's dig deeper. Backtrack with me to Milroe's Alabama days, because this kid's got a resume that demands attention. Over 2 seasons as a starter, he racked up over 1,500 rushing yards and 33 touchdowns with his legs alone. That's not a typo, 33 scores. He's a human highlight reel, dodging defenders like they're stuck in quicksand, and leaving SEC defenses clutching air. Raiders Nation, imagine that in our backfield. But it's not just his legs. Milroe's arm's a weapon too. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards and 35 passing TDs in his college career, with a deep ball that could hit the Vegas Strip from Allegiant Stadium. His 2024 season was a breakout. Think 20-plus total TDs in 1 year alone. Sure, he's had his share of growing pains, some picks and raw mechanics, but a raw talent? Undeniable. Could Pete Carroll mold this clay into a superstar? Picture this. 3rd and long, Milroe drops back, scans the field, then bam, takes off for a 20-yard scamper or fires a 50-yard dime to Devontae Adams. That's the kind of playmaking we've been starving for. The question is, are the Raiders ready to bet on his upside? What do you think? Drop a comment and tell me if this gets your blood pumping. Let's talk context. Why are the Raiders even sniffing around a guy like Milroe? Easy, Geno Smith's a bridge, not a foundation. At 34, Geno's been balling out. Over 3,000 yards last season, but he's not the 10-year answer. The Raiders' QB carousel has been a nightmare since Carr left, and with the 2025 draft looming, they're eyeing a prospect who can sit, learn, and eventually dominate. Milroe fits that mold like a glove. Analysts are comparing his path to Jalen Hurts, another dual-threat stud who thrived after some seasoning in Philly. Imagine Milroe riding the bench for a year or two, soaking up Pete Carroll's wisdom while Geno holds the fort. By 2027, he's ready to unleash hell, running, throwing, winning. Sound familiar? Carroll did it with Russell Wilson back in 2012, and history might just repeat itself. Here's the kicker. The Raiders might not even need a first-round pick to snag him. Posts on X and mock drafts peg Milroe as a second or third-rounder. Think pick 37 or 65. That's a steal for a guy with this ceiling. Are we sleeping on a franchise changer? Hit me with your takes. Would you roll the dice on Milroe? Pro Day isn't just about stats. It's theater, baby. Every throw, every sprint, every beat of sweat is a performance. And Milroe was the star of the show. Scouts don't just clock times. They're reading body language confidence, the way a guy carries himself. Milroe strutted out there like he owned the joint. Cool, calm, and ready to ball. Then came the passing drills. Oh man, this is where it gets spicy. He's dropping 60-yard bombs like it's nothing, hitting receivers in stride while scouts whisper, that's NFL arm strength. A few throws sailed high. Yeah, he's not perfect, but the power, the velocity, straight up Raiders material. I'm telling you, this kid's got that pirate swagger we love in Vegas. The buzz afterward was electric. You could feel the shift, murmurs of Raiders rippling through the crowd. One scout reportedly said, if he's there in the second round, someone's getting a bargain. Are we that someone? Picture Milroe in silver and black, dodging sacks and torching defenses. Does that fire you up or what? Let's rewind to Pete Carroll's playbook, because this man's a QB whisperer. Back in 2012, he signed Matt Flynn to a fat free agent deal, then turned around and drafted Russell Wilson in the third round. Sound crazy? Flynn flopped, Wilson became a legend. Super Bowl champ, 9 Pro Bowls, the works. Carroll's got a nose for talent, and Milroe might be his next big swing. Fast forward to now. Geno Smith's our Flynn, a steady hand to keep us afloat. But Milroe, he's got that Wilson vibe, undersized, explosive, raw, but coachable. Carroll's system thrives on QBs who can improvise, extend plays, and strike from anywhere. Milroe's 4.44 speed and 33 rushing TDs scream, match made in heaven. Could this be a repeat of Seattle's magic? Here's the twist. Carroll's not afraid to gamble. If he sees Milroe as a project with MVP potential, he won't hesitate. Raiders Nation, think about it. Geno for now, Milroe for tomorrow. Are you buying this vision? Let's hear it in the comments. Would you trust Carroll to turn Milroe into our next icon? Now, let's get real. Milroe's not a finished product. His college tape shows flashes of brilliance. Think 300-yard games and 5 TD outbursts, but also some head-scratchers. He's thrown 15 picks over 2 years, and his footwork can get sloppy under pressure. Scouts say he's high ceiling, low floor, a boom or bust prospect. Sound risky? You bet. But here's the flip side. Every great QB starts somewhere. Patrick Mahomes had a year. Lamar Jackson refined his game. Even Tom Brady was a 6th-round nobody once. Milroe's got the tools, speed, arm, toughness, and time behind Geno could smooth out those rough edges. The Raiders have whiffed on QBs before. Looking at you, Aiden O'Connell. But this feels different. So, Raider Nation, what's the vibe? Are we talking a future All-Pro or another draft bust? I say give him a year to marinate, and we might have a monster on our hands. What's your gut telling you? Drop it below and let's debate this. Draft day's creeping closer. April 24th, 2025, and the Raiders are at a crossroads. With the number 9 pick based on current standings, they could go defense, O-line, or even trade up for a top QB like Shadur Sanders. But if Milroe's there in round 2 or 3, that's where the value kicks in. A guy with his stats, 1,500 rushing yards, 4,000 passing, doesn't grow on trees. Check this stat. Milroe's 33 rushing TDs rank him among the top dual-threat QBs in SEC history. Pair that with his pro day fireworks, and you got a prospect who could stretch defenses thin. Imagine him in Chip Kelly's offense. Our new OC loves mobile QBs. Screens, read options, deep shots. It's a Raiders' dream come true. The suspense is killing me. Will we pounce or let him slip to someone else? Picture the draft room. Mark Davis pacing, Carroll smirking, phones buzzing. Do we pull the trigger? Tell me, fam, should we build around Milroe or chase a different star? Your call. Let's zoom out. Why does this matter to us, Raider Nation? We've been thirsty for a franchise QB since Rich Gannon took us to the Super Bowl in '02. Derek Carr was close, but the drought's real. 22 years without a playoff win. Milroe's not just a player. He's a symbol of hope, a chance to rewrite the script. Think about Allegiant Stadium rocking with 65,000 fans chanting Milroe. Milroe, as he scrambles for a game winner. That's the energy we need, the kind of spark that turns a good team into a great one. His pro day wasn't just a workout. It was a preview of what could be. Are we ready to embrace that future? Here's the stakes. If we pass, someone else grabs him, the Broncos, the Giants, whoever, and we're left kicking ourselves. Do you want to see Milroe torching us twice a year in the AFC West? Nah, let's claim him. What's your prediction? Where's he landing? Time to play scout. Let's break down Milroe's fit with the Raiders. Strengths. Elite speed, 4.44 ain't no joke. Big playability, 70 total TDs at Bama. And a frame that can take hits. Weaknesses. Inconsistent accuracy, 55% completion in 2024, and a tendency to force throws. He's a project, no doubt, but the payoff could be massive. Now, picture our roster. Devontae Adams stretching the field. Jacoby Myers underneath. Brock Bowers at D. Milroe's got weapons to grow with. Add Chip Kelly's scheme, which turned UCLA's Dorian Thompson-Robinson into a dual-threat stud, and you got a recipe for fireworks. Could this be the missing piece to unlock our offense? The million-dollar question, does he start day one or sit and learn? I say let Geno cook in 2025. Let Milroe soak it in, then unleash him in 26. What's your game plan, Raider Nation? Hit me with your dream lineup. I'm dying to hear it. Let's talk ceiling, because Milroe's upside is sky high. Best case scenario? He's Lamar Jackson 2.0, rushing for 1,000 yards a season, throwing 30 TDs, and dragging us to playoffs by 2027. Worst case? He flames out like Jamarcus Russell, and we're back to square one. The truth's probably in the middle, but that potential? It's tantalizing. Look at his intangibles. Teammate at Alabama rave about his work ethic. Dude's first in, last out. Coaches say he's coachable, hungry, a leader. That's Raiders' DNA. Grit, heart, and a little swagger. Pair that with Carroll's track record, and I'm starting to believe this could work. Are you feeling that vibe too? Here's the hook. One play at Pro Day, a 50-yard TD pass, frozen in time. Could be the moment we look back on as the start of something epic. Do you see Milroe as a Raider legend in the making? Tell me, am I crazy or is this the real deal? Switch gears. Let's peek at the competition. Milroe's not the only QB on the Raiders' radar. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado, is a first-round lock, polished, poised, but pricey. Cam Ward, Miami, is another dual-threat name, but he's climbing boards fast. Milroe's edge? That pro day pop and second-round value. Are we sleeping on him? Rival teams are lurking too. The Broncos need a QB post rush. The Giants are a mess, and don't sleep on the Titans. If Milroe slips, someone's pouncing. Maybe even the Chiefs grabbing a Mahomes heir. That's a nightmare I can't stomach. Should we trade up to secure him or trust the board? The clock's ticking. Every pro day shifts the draft landscape. Milroe's 4.44 put him on the map, but one bad workout elsewhere could shake things up. What's your gut saying, Raider Nation? Who's our QB of the future, Milroe or bust? Time for some Raiders history, because this ain't our first rodeo with a mobile QB. Remember Marcus Mariota in 2020? Dude came off the bench and ran for 88 yards against the Chargers. Electric. Milroe's cut from that cloth, but with more raw power. Could he be the sequel we've been waiting for? Go further back. Ken Stabler, the snake, wasn't a burner, but he scrambled when it mattered, leading us to Super Bowl 11. Milroe's got that same make-something-happen gene, just with 21st century speed. Pair that with today's wide-open NFL, and we might have a monster brewing. Does that legacy hype you up? Here's the twist. Every Raiders QB gambles a roll of the dice. Some hit Gannon, some miss Jamarcus. Milroe's pro day's a hit, but the draft's a crapshoot. Are we ready to bet big again? Tell me, where does Milroe rank in our QB lore? Penultimate scene. Let's dream big. It's 2028. Allegiant Stadium is shaking, and Jalen Milroe's in his prime. jersey number 2 gleaming under the lights. He scrambles for a 40-yard TD, then fires a laser to Bowers for the win. Raiders 10-6. Playoffs clinched. Milroe's our MVP. Can you see it? Rewind to draft night 2025. We nab him at pick 37, a steal nobody saw coming. Carroll and Kelly coach him up, Gino mentors him, and boom, 3 years later, he's the face of the franchise. That Pro Day 4.44? It's the spark that lit the fuse. Are you buying this fairy tale, Raider Nation? The stakes are high. A QB like Milroe could end our drought, or leave us heartbroken again. I'm all in. His speed, his arm, his grit scream, Raider. What's your crystal ball showing? Drop your boldest prediction below. All right, Raider Nation, we've dissected this from every angle. Jalen Milroe's Pro Day has us buzzing. From that 4.44 dash to his Alabama heroics, this kid's got the tools to change the Las Vegas Raiders' future. Whether he's a day 2 gem or a long-term project, one thing's clear. The silver and black are watching, and so should you. Let's wrap it up. The draft's a month out, and Milroe's name is climbing. Will he land in Vegas? Could he be our Russell Wilson Redux under Pete Carroll? I'm hyped. Fam, this could be the start of something legendary. What do you think? Milroe in silver and black, yay or nay? Hit the comments with your hottest takes. Before I bounce, here's the call. Smash that like button if you're pumped for Milroe. Subscribe for more Raiders news, and share this with your crew. Let's get the nation talking. I'll be back with the latest Las Vegas Raiders updates, so stay tuned. Until then, keep it real, keep it Raider, and let's ride this wave together.